Greetings, fellow Whovians, and welcome to Timey Wimey Review. The time has finally arrived for brand new Doctor Who Adventures. Season 2 has landed today, starting with the Robot Revolution. So what do I think about this episode? What's my initial thoughts and reactions? Well, please hit the subscribe button. I'm looking to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2025. So thank you very much for those who have subscribed. But if you find it in your hearts to subscribe, that'll be brilliant. This is my spoiler talk review of the Robot Revolution. And yes, I will be going into spoilers for this episode. You have been warned. This episode essentially sets up the new companion for the Doctor in the form of Belinda Chandra, played by Verida Sethu, who was in last season's episode Boom as Monday Flynn. The story starts off in 2008, where a young Belinda is with her boyfriend Alan, and who gives her a very nice gift of a certificate to own a star. Fast forward to 2025, and the 15th Doctor is tracking down Belinda, or trying to track down Belinda, because she's soon to be kidnapped by a bunch of alien robots who say that they are from the planet Miss Belinda Chandra. So they take Belinda because she's going to be their rightful queen back to their planet, and the Doctor is in hot pursuit. But whilst doing so, there's a bit of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey time distortion. So when Belinda lands on the planet, the Doctor has already landed on this planet 6 months prior. The robots are in charge of this planet, whilst the humans are slave and building a rebellion. So the Doctor is there to try and save Belinda and the rest of the humans on this planet, while Belinda is there to serve as the robot queen, who will be joining the super AI computer, who is like the robot overlord. So let's go into my thoughts, starting with Verida Sethu as Belinda Chandra. And I thought she absolutely knocked it out the park. I'm really looking forward to this companion. I always was anyway, through the trailers that we got earlier this year. She's definitely a very feisty character, reminds me very much of Tegan, and just very much a unwanted traveller. She very much wants to be on Earth as a nurse. But yeah, you get to see her sort of moral compass. So when she is being sort of forced to be this human robotic slave queen, and seeing all the rest of the humans dying trying to sort of fight for her, or fighting with the Doctor for this rebellion, she sort of takes her own stance and goes, no, for the good of everyone else, I will make the ultimate sacrifice and join with this AI computer. When I say AI computer, I mean AI super overlord of the robots, which kind of looks like something out of Wizard of Oz. Very apt, since Wicked has come out quite recently. But yes, it's just very much a refreshing character to have, because we've had a lot of obviously willing traveling companions, or always has this connection with the Doctor, and it's kind of been like a bit of an RTD trope, and you know, to a certain extent a Stephen Moffat trope as well. There's always something extra special about these companions that the Doctor miraculously finds. So yeah, I like that. Obviously, yes, there is a sort of some kind of connection really between Belinda and Monday Flynn, which the Doctor sort of, you know, fast forwarding to the end of the episode, goes, oh my god, yeah, we are being connected for thousands of years. I met your descendants 3,000 years into the future, Monday Flynn, and you're like an exact doppelganger. And yeah, what's a mystery? Well, you know, let's find it out together. And he takes a scan of her DNA as well, with this sort of match copy of Monday Flynn. And yeah, Belinda says, no, I don't want to do that. How dare you take a scan of my DNA without my say so? I am not one of your traveling fantasy companions. I want to go home. But Verada definitely got to show her wit, her seriousness, her feistiness in this character, which, yeah, like I said, it's really refreshing to see. I do object to her saying, when the Doctor said, oh, it's all timey-wimey, and Belinda replies, well, you know, who am I, 6? No, there's nothing wrong with timey-wimey. I'll take that back. But yeah, very much looking forward to seeing these two in action in future episodes. Ncuti Gatwa is back for his second full season as the 15th Doctor, and yeah, I feel like he's been a bit more comfortable in his role as the 15th Doctor. Yeah, he's very much on fire in this episode, bouncing around, enjoying all the action. And yes, we do get some emotional moments, which I know has been heavily criticized. And yeah, I do agree, less is more. And that's kind of one of the main sort of issues I would say for this episode. I feel that this episode could have been 15 minutes longer. And the reason being is the emotional weight or hook for this story. I do feel that they just got away with it, but it definitely needed that extra 15 minutes just to really sort of get an emotional perspective of this episode. And yeah, the first one being the character Sasha 55. So throughout a little bit of the story, the Doctor is saying, when I first landed on this planet 6 months ago and the robots taken away my TARDIS, Sasha was the one that looked after me. And you see a bit of a rapport between Sasha and the Doctor. And when there's this big sort of fight between the rebels and the robots, Sasha goes, "Oh, I can't wait for us to be free." And the Doctor, "You can take me to the stars." And straight away, when she said that line, I thought, right, okay, put on the Star Trek red shirt, Sasha 55, you're a goner. And within seconds, she was gone. She was wiped out. And obviously, we've got this emotional cry from the Doctor, and yeah, saying that, how much that she looked after the Doctor in those 6 months that they've known together. But you, yes, you visually saw that on screen, but within seconds, it needed, I would say, in this episode, flashbacks of those moments between the Doctor and Sasha 55, like we got between the Doctor and Anita in the episode Joy to the World. That's what it really needed in this episode, just to get that emotional connection. I got more of an emotional heart tug between the Doctor and the Polish robot than I did between the Doctor and Sasha 55. So yeah, it's just a shame that we didn't have that extra 15 minutes with those flashbacks. And I would say the same sort of argument with the big villain reveal at the end of the episode. So it turns out that it wasn't the AI robot overlord. It's not AI, it stood for AL. AL being Alan, Belinda's ex-boyfriend. So he was the one that gave Belinda the certificate for the star, for the planet Miss Belinda Chandra. And whilst Belinda was traveling with the robots in their spaceship, she was shouting out, "It's not me that you want, it's Alan. He was the one that gave me this certificate." And then when they passed through this time distortion, this time fluctuation, the robots did actually go back and beforehand and got Alan, who basically treated this planet as his own video game, and very much sort of ideologies of not being very respectful for humans, and very much a misogynistic, controlling type of person. So we got a little bit of a quick clip of Alan proposing to a very young Belinda, saying, "Will you marry me?" And oh, after we're married, I don't want you to text anyone, any boys. I've changed the way that you wear your clothes because your skirts are too short. Again, it's just a missed opportunity of really sort of showcasing what misogynistic, horrible people are. Especially that could have been a really good sort of message in Doctor Who, in a sort of lighter sort of tone of what red flags that people should be going, both women and men. Very much sort of vibes on adolescence in that sort of respect. But yeah, they could have really sort of hammed that home here. And I know people sort of argue and sort of complain that Doctor Who do hammer home these messages a bit too on the nail, but I feel that this should have definitely been included in this episode. On to the positives, I thought the sets look amazing. Again, this is why we need another 15 minutes, because they really should have got their money's worth for these sets and the robot costumes as well. I thought the robots were great. I thought it was a very good voice work from Nicholas Briggs. You couldn't really tell it was Nicholas Briggs, to be honest. It's when I was watching this episode as well, just sort of going a little bit off track, Russell T Davies, he does like to borrow a lot. And yeah, you really got the sort of 1950s and 60s sort of space age sort of imaginations from that time with the robots, very much reminding me of Robbie the robot from Lost in Space. The space guns that the robots were holding, very much like the sort of Buck Rogers from the 50s. And even that little moment when there was talking about how Belinda would join AI and doing the little animation of Belinda's face over the and the metal sort of robot plating that she would get. It reminded me a little bit of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy with that sort of animation, but also like she's going to turn up being like the scary, freaky robot from Superman 3. So yeah, got a lot of weird imaginations from this episode. And we also had a cameo appearance of Anita Dobson as Mrs. Flood, who is pretty much Belinda's neighbour, very similar to Ruby Sunday being her neighbour in the previous season. And again, this is where we got Belinda's kind of quirky comedy charms and some good little writing material from RTD, to be fair, when the robots actually killed the cat. So again, I imagine going back to that emotional weight of poor Sasha 55, I can imagine a lot more Whovians will be more upset about the cat that got vaporized with the robots taking Belinda away. And I did like the line from Belinda saying, if you see the neighbors or whoever owned the cat, tell them that she's gone to live on a farm somewhere. And yeah, we got a little bit of Mrs. Flood staring into the camera. You haven't seen me, as she dodges the doctor, who was obviously trying to find Belinda in time before the robot. So yeah, got that mystery of who is Mrs. Flood. I know a lot of people have been speculating. Speculate below in the comments, who do you think Mrs. Flood is? At the end of the episode, we kind of got our hook for this season. So again, a lot of time distortions going along. And as I was saying earlier in this video, the Doctor wanted to explore this sort of 1,000-year sort of generation of Belinda, and Belinda is reluctant to do so. She wants to go back to the 24th of May 2025, which is coincidentally the final episode that's due to be broadcast of Doctor Who Season 2. And when the Doctor tried to do so, the TARDIS couldn't. It was basically just couldn't do it. And when they did try to get near it, basically the Earth has gone. And when the TARDIS dematerializes again, we've got this shot of basically all this space debris of famous landmarks such as the Statue of Liberty, the taxi cab, the Eiffel Tower, all sort of in ruins, basically indicating that the Earth has been blown up. But who, how, and why, we're going to have to find out. But overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was a lot better season opener than Space Babies. I think it definitely has a different flavour to Doctor Who Season 1, which I know had mixed reactions. But I'm hoping, like I said, the vibes that I've got from these trailers for Season 2 is that they raised the bar. We know that it needed to raise the bar from Season 1, and so far, so good. Again, like I said, I think this episode could have been done with another extra 15 minutes, but I definitely got some Doctor Who vibes from this episode, especially classic Who vibes from the music from Murray Gold, and the scene where basically Belinda touches she's got a copy of the certificate, the star certificate, as Alan had, the robot's AI Alan, as well. And they both touch it, basically giving that sci-fi classic of if the two atoms are touched together, then the universe explodes type of thing. So it was kind of having that moment, and that kind of reminded me of like Warriors Gate, with the sort of flashbacks of and effects of seeing Alan, Belinda, the Doctor all flashing through with those sort of images. So that was a cool sort of effect to have. But yeah, overall, again, just a fun episode. Definitely could have been 15 minutes long, but again, way better than Space Babies in its overall presentation, and a great introduction for Varada Sethu as Belinda Chandra. So overall, I'm going to give The Robot Revolution a TARDIS rating of 7.5 out of 10, onwards and upwards. But what are your thoughts and initial reactions to the season opener, The Robot Revolution? Let me know in the comments below, and also let me know what is your favourite Doctor Who season opener from the past 60 plus years of Doctor Who. And are you looking forward to next week's episode, Lux? I know I am. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this spoiler talk review. If you have, please like, share and subscribe. Hit the cloister bell for more notifications. Come say hello and follow me on Facebook and X. And do check out my other fantastic Doctor related content on the Timey Wimey Review TikTok page. And of course, right here on the Timey Wimey Review YouTube channel. There is a lot of content on this channel for you to enjoy. But thank you very much as always for your love and support. Until we meet again.